10 Stoic rules to build unshakable mental strength at work. Every single day. Welcome to Live Stoic, Live Strong. Have you ever walked into the office feeling like you're entering a battlefield again? Same routine, same silent wars, and the unspoken tension that coils in the air like a storm waiting to break? The stares, the whispers, the weight of invisible expectations crushing your chest. You smile, nod, carry on. But inside, you're drowning. How much longer can you endure without breaking? But what if you didn't have to endure? What if there was a way to rise above it all? To walk through the chaos untouched, unshaken, unstoppable? Another day, another fight for dignity in the modern workplace. You sit at your desk, trying to focus while sensing the quiet judgment lurking behind polite smiles. The passive-aggressive emails, the unrealistic deadlines, the meeting room where silence says more than words ever could. You feel it, don't you? The tension in your shoulders, the knot in your chest, the exhausting effort just to survive. But here's something few will tell you. There is a way to thrive in the madness, not by playing the game better, but by becoming untouchable. The ancient Stoics held the secret. These were men who trained their minds to be unshakable, even while the world crumbled around them. Their philosophy wasn't just about peace. It was about power, real power, the kind you carry within. What follows are 10 Stoic rules, not suggestions, but disciplines, to build a mindset so resilient, so grounded, that no criticism, no betrayal, no political maneuver could throw you off balance. Watch this video until the end, and when you're done, let me know in the comments. Which of these principles hit you the hardest? If this helps you, even just a little, share it. Someone else out there is silently battling too, and your share might be their turning point. Rule 1. Control the mind, control the world. Epictetus, a slave-turned-philosopher, said it simply: men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Let that sink in. Because this isn't just poetic. It's a survival tactic. You get humiliated in front of the team. Someone steals your idea and walks away with your credit. Office politics eat away at your motivation. The instinct is to react, to explode, to let your emotions take the wheel. But what if you didn't? What if instead you paused, took a breath, and stood still? Like a mountain? The Stoics taught that events have no power, not until we hand them the keys. If your boss belittles you, the insult is just sound. It becomes pain only if you allow it to seep in. If someone steals your spotlight, it's not your value that's been taken. It's just your ego reacting. This isn't weakness. It's mastery. Because the moment you learn to separate reality from your emotional interpretation of it, you become invincible. In every workplace, egos clash, ambition burns, and conflict simmers beneath the surface. It's easy to play the victim, to let the chaos consume your identity. But here's the hard truth. Your office isn't just a job. It's a dojo, a training ground. Every slight, every injustice, every power play is your invitation to grow stronger. I still remember one moment that nearly broke me. I had poured weeks of effort into a major project. Late nights, missed weekends, heart and soul. And when the time came to present it, a colleague cleverly positioned himself as the driving force. My name? Barely mentioned. The credit? Quietly stolen. My first instinct? Fury. My chest burned. My mind screamed for justice. But then, I paused. Took a step back. Last time, we uncovered how staying calm in the face of disrespect can shift the power back to you. Now, let's dive deeper into that moment when I chose silence over rage, and why it became my greatest weapon. Would my anger have fixed anything? Could a fiery outburst erase the sting of being overlooked? Instead of letting my emotions take the wheel, I chose a different path, one that felt like walking through fire but keeping my head high. I poured my energy into my work, showing up every day with unwavering focus and quiet strength. No shouting matches, no dramatic confrontations, just steady, relentless competence. Over time, my actions painted a picture louder than any words could. The leadership team didn't notice me because I demanded it. They saw me because my work became impossible to ignore. That experience carved a truth into my soul. Real power doesn't come from screaming for recognition. It's in knowing your worth and letting your actions roar for you. Picture this: someone disrespects you, and your first instinct is to fire back. But what if you paused? What if you asked yourself, does this insult define me, or is it just noise? If you let it wound you, you're handing the keys to your peace to someone else. But if you stay composed, you steal their control. That's the heart of Stoicism. Not shutting off your emotions, but rising above them, untouchable, like a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves. Stoicism isn't about being cold or detached. It's about mastering what you can control and letting go of what you can't. Your boss's bad mood? Not your burden. A colleague's dishonesty? Not your battle. Office politics swirling around you? Not your circus. But how you respond. That's your kingdom. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Think about it. How many times have you replayed a snide comment from a coworker in your head, letting it burn for hours? Those words were spoken once, but your mind turned them into 100 daggers. That pain, it's self-inflicted. So what's the alternative? Redirect your energy. When a colleague tries to bait you, don't give them the satisfaction of a reaction. When your boss snaps, meet their chaos with calm. This isn't weakness. It's power, raw and unshakable. The more you react, the easier you are to manipulate. But when you refuse to flinch, you become a mystery, an enigma no one can puppet. Imagine your mind as a fortress, surrounded by the chaos of the outside world, your boss's temper, your colleagues' drama, the endless office games. They can hurl their attacks, but nothing gets through unless you open the gate. You hold the key. Guard it fiercely. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor who faced betrayal and war, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Embrace that truth, and no insult, no office politics, no external force can touch you. The modern workplace is a battlefield, but the war isn't against your boss or your colleagues. The real fight is within you. Master that, and you'll conquer anything. We've just explored how mastering your mind in the workplace transforms you into an untouchable force. Now let's uncover how to turn every setback into a stepping stone, forging a path to unshakable strength. This is a war, not against your boss or coworkers, but within you, over your reactions, your peace, your very sense of self. The Stoic employee doesn't buckle under pressure. They stand tall, like an ancient warrior, their spirit unbroken amidst the swirling chaos of office politics. When you learn to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively, you become invincible. A quiet storm no one can sway. No one can control you unless you hand them the reins. Realize this, and you'll stride through the office with a calm, unbreakable power that even the toughest critic can't touch. But what happens when the world tests you? You're overlooked for that promotion you deserved. The project you poured your heart into is handed to someone else. Most would see a dead end, a reason to despair. But a Stoic? A Stoic sees a doorway. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every challenge, every rejection isn't a wall. It's a path forward. The problem isn't the obstacle itself. It's how you choose to see it. The workplace is a battlefield, alive with egos, rivalries, and forces beyond your grasp. It's tempting to crumble, to vent, to let bitterness take root. But that's not the Stoic way. Your worth isn't tied to a title, a pat on the back, or the fleeting whims of office politics. Your worth lies in how you respond. Lost that project? Good. Now you have space to hone your craft, to sharpen your skills until they gleam. Passed over for a promotion in favor of someone less qualified? Even better. This is your chance to rethink, refine, and reposition yourself to become undeniable. While others sulk, whispering complaints in break rooms or poisoning their minds with resentment, you choose differently. Stoicism teaches us that obstacles don't exist to break us. They forge us. Each setback is a weight to lift, a chance to build strength, a spark to fuel your rise. Think about it. Why do the greatest leaders in history shine so brightly? Because they were tested, passed over, rejected, betrayed, and those trials shaped them into titans. Rejection isn't failure. It's fuel. The difference between those who stagnate and those who soar boils down to one thing: perspective. The weak see obstacles as unscalable walls. The strong see them as challenges to conquer, weights to lift, opportunities to grow. When recognition is withheld, when doors slam shut, you face a choice. Will you let it crush you, or will you let it carve you into something greater? Imagine rejection as a fire, not one that burns you, but one that tempers steel, making you stronger, sharper, unbreakable. Choose to adapt. Choose to grow. Let every no be the fuel that propels you forward, transforming obstacles into the very path you walk. Next, we'll dive into practical Stoic habits you can weave into your daily routine to turn this mindset into action, elevating not just your career, but your entire life. We've just seen how obstacles, far from blocking your path, are the very tools that carve you into an unstoppable force. Now, let's explore how to wield that inner strength to rise above setbacks and master your emotions in the heat of the workplace battlefield. Missed that promotion? Don't sulk. Sharpen your craft until your brilliance blinds those who doubted you. Had your project snatched away? Outthink, outlearn, and outlast the competition. Not with spite or petty games, but with the relentless fire of your will. Here's the raw truth. Life isn't fair, and the workplace is no meritocracy. You won't always get what you deserve. But fairness isn't the prize. The real victory lies in mastering yourself, commanding your reactions, turning every adversity into a stepping stone. That's what transforms an ordinary employee into a force of nature, unshakable and undeniable. Every setback, every rejection, every failure isn't a roadblock. It's a sculptor's chisel, shaping you into something stronger, sharper, more formidable. Don't curse the challenge. Embrace it. Why? Because on the other side of that struggle, you're not just the person who was overlooked. You're the one who used rejection as rocket fuel to soar higher than ever. That kind of power, no title, no promotion, no fleeting praise, can ever be stripped away. Picture it. The obstacle isn't your enemy. It's your forge, tempering you into someone who cannot be ignored. Stand tall, be relentless, and let Marcus Aurelius's words echo in your mind. What stands in the way becomes the way. Now let's talk about the silent killer in the modern office: emotion. In a world of looming deadlines, clashing egos, and relentless pressure, it's easy to get swept away. A colleague's careless jab, a manager's unfair critique, the constant grind of competition. These can spark a fire in your chest, urging you to lash out. But here's where Stoicism draws a line in the sand. Power doesn't belong to the loudest voice or the quickest temper. It belongs to those who master their words, their actions, and above all, their emotions. Imagine a heated argument erupting with a coworker. The air crackles with tension, sharp words flying like arrows. Your heart races, your fists clench, and anger surges, begging for release. But what if you paused? What if you took a breath and chose silence? This is where your true strength is forged. The Stoics knew that unchecked emotion clouds your judgment. Seneca warned, "He who is quick to anger commits folly." Let your emotions run wild, and you've already lost. Predictable, controllable, exposed. But hold fast, refuse to be provoked, and you seize the upper hand. Mastering silence isn't weakness. It's the mark of a strategist, a warrior who fights with composure. When you stay calm, you force others to confront their own chaos. Their aggression falters. Their insults crash against the invisible wall of your restraint. That wall is your armor, shielding you from pointless battles, wasted energy, and regret. It's like standing unshaken in a storm, while those around you are swept away by their own fury. We've just uncovered how mastering your emotions turns you into a strategic force, unshaken by workplace chaos. Now let's dive into how to wield that power with precision, choosing your battles wisely and living with purpose in every moment. Picture the corporate world as a battlefield. Each meeting, each negotiation, a calculated move in a high-stakes game. React emotionally, and you hand your opponents the playbook. They'll know exactly which buttons to push to unravel you. But cultivate restraint, learn to respond with clarity instead of reacting in haste, and you become a mystery, unreadable, untouchable. Unpredictability? That's the kind of power that shifts the tide. So the next time a colleague undermines your work or tries to pull you into their drama, don't meet them on their terms. Pause and ask, what response serves me best? Will anger, with its blinding heat, lift me higher? Or will measured silence, a calm demeanor, and carefully chosen words leave them grasping at shadows? The choice is yours, and it's a choice that defines your strength. In Stoicism, the real war rages within. Your true enemy isn't your coworker's snide remark, your manager's bias, or the tangled web of office politics. It's your own impulse to react, to let emotions steer the ship. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Every workplace will test you with injustices, unfair promotions, favoritism, conflicts that feel like quicksand. But those who rise above aren't the ones swinging at every slight. They're the ones who pick their battles with wisdom, channeling their energy into strategy, excellence, and becoming so indispensable that no insult or office scheme can dim their shine. Let them talk. Let them plot. Let them underestimate you. Stay silent when it serves you, speak with razor-sharp precision when it's time, and never let your emotions hijack your response. This is the Stoic's path, a path paved with quiet, unshakable power. And then there's memento mori, the Stoic reminder that whispers, you could leave life right now. Deadlines pile up, office gossip swirls, and the weight of modern work culture clamps down like an iron chain. But what if this were your final day? Would you waste it fuming over a coworker's jab? Would you let an unanswered email gnaw at your peace? Or would you, with a mind as clear as a still lake, focus only on what truly matters? Marcus Aurelius, burdened with the weight of an empire, understood this. Death isn't a tragedy. It's a wake-up call. It strips away the noise, the petty grudges, the meaningless chatter that drags us down. If today were your last, would you cling to resentment over an unfair review? Would you drown in office gossip, letting it cloud your mind? No. You'd act with purpose, speak with intention, and let every thought align with what's essential. Memento mori isn't about fear. It's about clarity, a reminder to live deliberately, to cut through the distractions and rise above the chaos. Next, we'll explore how to bring this Stoic clarity into your daily routine, turning every challenge into a chance to live with purpose and power. We've just explored how memento mori, the Stoic reminder of life's brevity, sharpens our focus, stripping away workplace distractions to reveal what truly matters. Now let's dive deeper into how this clarity empowers us to live boldly, act decisively, and rise above the chaos with purpose. Imagine stepping into the modern workplace, a battlefield cluttered with distractions, petty rivalries, endless notifications, tasks that scream urgency but fade into insignificance. Yet, when you pause to remind yourself that time is fleeting, everything snaps into focus, like a fog lifting to reveal a clear horizon. That dreaded meeting? Just a fleeting moment, gone in a blink. A coworker's cutting remark? A mere whisper in the wind, powerless to take root unless you let it. When you carry the Stoic practice of memento mori, remembering that death is always near, trivial irritations lose their grip. They're like pebbles tossed at a mountain. They can't shake the core of who you are. Memento mori isn't about fear. It's about liberation. It's a key that unlocks you from the chains of meaningless worries. Why wait for the perfect moment to speak your truth or seize an opportunity? Why procrastinate on growth, on learning, on standing tall? There is no later. There is only now. If this were your last day, would you hesitate to ask for the raise you've earned? Would you stay silent when a chance to lead knocks? Or would you step forward, fearless, knowing that hesitation is a thief, stealing moments you'll never reclaim? Your energy is a precious flame, finite and irreplaceable. Every second spent stewing over office politics, nursing slights, or dwelling on injustices is a spark lost forever. The wise don't squander their days on resentment. They don't let ego steer their course or allow the pettiness of others to poison their peace. Instead, they sharpen their focus like a blade, acting with intention, mastering their minds to pursue what truly matters. Picture yourself at the end of your life, looking back. What will stand out? The promotions you missed, the times you were overlooked, or the way you carried yourself through it all, with strength, dignity, and an unwavering commitment to your own path? Regret won't come from what others did to you. It will come from the risks you didn't take, the moments you let fear silence you, the days you chose anger over clarity. Memento mori is not a curse. It's a gift, a call to live fully, to choose wisely, to pour your energy into what's worthy. So as you step into another workday, let others drown in pettiness, frustration, or distraction. Not you. You'll walk with purpose, unshaken, knowing that every moment is a chance to shape who you are and who you'll become. Next, we'll uncover how to weave these Stoic principles into practical daily habits, transforming your workplace challenges into a forge for growth and unshakable resilience. We've just seen how memento mori empowers us to live with purpose, cutting through workplace distractions to focus on what truly matters. Now let's explore how to free ourselves from the seductive traps of external validation, finding true power in owning nothing that owns us. You stride into the workplace with a quiet, unshakable purpose, knowing a profound truth: nothing lasts. In that impermanence, you discover a strength that no title or paycheck can rival. The world dangles its shiny prizes: a high salary, a corner office, a prestigious title, calling them success. But the Stoics saw through the illusion. Epictetus, the philosopher who rose from slavery, declared, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Tie your happiness to your job title or bank account, and you're not free. You're a prisoner, locked in a gilded cage. No matter how lavish the decor, a prison is still a prison." In the modern office, ambition fuels a frantic race up the corporate ladder. People claw for the next promotion, the next raise, the next nod of approval, as if these define their worth. But what happens when the rug is pulled out? Imagine tomorrow your title vanishes. Your corner office becomes a shared desk. Your salary shrinks. Who are you then? Would you stand tall, rooted in your own strength? Or would you crumble, realizing your identity was built on borrowed sand, not solid ground? True power lies in needing nothing but your own mind, a mind that no one can take, no matter how the corporate winds shift. A Stoic in today's workplace doesn't chase external rewards to feel whole. They pour their heart into their work, not for a pat on the back, but because excellence is its own reward. They don't crave a boss's praise or a bigger paycheck. Their fulfillment comes from mastering their craft, from knowing they've given their all. They don't fear being replaced, because their skills, their character, their resilience are unshakable treasures no one can steal. The world can strip away titles, offices, even wealth, but it can never touch your ability to think, to choose, to act with integrity, like a fortress that stands firm no matter the storm. Thank you for staying with Live Stoic, Live Strong. It means you're seeking more than words. We're here for that journey with you. Yet the modern employee is fed a lie. You must always want, not more. More recognition, more power, more rewards. But the Stoic pauses and asks, when will it ever be enough? Chasing external validation is like running a race with no finish line, a hunger that grows with every bite. Seneca warned, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Tie your worth to corporate success, and you're enslaved to forces beyond your control. A rejection email from a promotion board stings like a whip. A negative comment from a boss haunts your sleepless nights. A colleague's success dims your own. But this is the illusion, a trap of the ego. The office is a battlefield of clashing ambitions. But you don't have to fight that war. The Stoic knows the only battle worth waging is within. To stay centered, unshaken, in command of yourself. Let others scramble for scraps of validation. You'll walk your own path, free from the chains of craving. Your power rooted in a mind that answers to no one but you. We've just uncovered how true power lies in freeing yourself from the chains of external validation, rooting your worth in your own mind. Now let's explore how to walk into the workplace unshackled, wielding the quiet strength of Stoic freedom and the strategic power of silence. Imagine stepping into the office with nothing to prove, your heart steady, your mind clear. You work not for applause or a corner office, but for the deep, unshakable satisfaction of knowing you gave your all. Office gossip swirls, favoritism rears its head, and corporate tides shift unpredictably, yet you stand unmoved, untouched. This isn't detachment, It's freedom, pure and exhilarating. A Stoic doesn't shun ambition, but they master it, ensuring it serves them, not the other way around. Titles, salaries, recognition. They're tools, not treasures, fleeting as a breeze. So ask yourself, if it all vanished tomorrow, your job, your title, your paycheck, would you still stand tall? Would you crumble under the loss, or rise, knowing your value was never tied to a business card? Would you mourn a label, or seize the chance to redefine who you are, proving you're more than any company could ever name? The modern office tries to box you in, to define you by your role, your salary, your status. But the Stoic carves their own path. Your paycheck doesn't measure your worth. A title doesn't command your self-respect. You are not your job, not your bank account, not the fleeting glances of approval. You are something greater, a force untouchable, unbreakable, forged in the fire of your own resolve. That's the kind of power that no boardroom can grant or take away. Now let's turn to a weapon often overlooked in the corporate battlefield: silence. Words in the office aren't just tools, they're daggers. A careless comment can spark a feud. A reckless opinion can bare your weaknesses. But a Stoic, a master of this arena, knows a deeper truth. Restraint is power, and silence is its sharpest edge. Think of history's wisest figures, leaders, philosophers, warriors. They didn't squander words. They spoke with purpose, their voices cutting through noise like a blade through fog. Marcus Aurelius cautioned, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculation about others." Yet, in today's workplace, speculation runs rampant. Gossip festers, office politics trap even the kindest souls, and endless debates spiral into nothing. The Stoic employee sees this for what it is, a trap, and steps around it. Speaking less doesn't make you invisible, it makes you magnetic. When you hold your tongue, others lean in, hanging on your rare words. Your silence gives your voice weight, your opinions value. Chatter too much, and you fade into the background, your words dismissed as white noise. Silence is your secret weapon, a strategic advantage that sharpens your presence. Before you speak, observe. Listen, not just to what's said, but to the unspoken. The flicker of a colleague's expression, the subtle shift in a manager's tone, the body language that betrays more than words ever could. In the chaos of the office, silence is your shield and your sword, letting you navigate with precision and command respect without raising your voice. We've just discovered how silence, wielded with intention, transforms you into a commanding presence in the workplace, letting your words cut through noise with precision. Now let's delve into how this strategic restraint sharpens your clarity and influence, while embracing discomfort to forge unyielding resilience. In the swirling currents of the office, silence is your spy, gathering intelligence from the unspoken. A colleague's casual remark hides a motive. A manager's subtle shift in tone betrays their mood. By listening deeply, not just to words, but to body language and the weight of what's left unsaid, you become a master of the workplace's undercurrents. But silence alone isn't enough. When you choose to speak, make it count. Trim the fluff, sharpen your words, and deliver them with purpose. In a meeting, don't talk just to be seen. Speak to add value, your voice a rare gem that sparkles in the clutter. In a disagreement, resist the urge to fire back with a torrent of defenses. Pause. Let silence hang in the air, heavy and deliberate. Then respond with precision, each word landing like a well-aimed arrow. The less you say, the louder your impact echoes. This isn't just about words. It's a mindset, a way of being. Those who chatter endlessly often betray their insecurities, filling the void with noise. Fearing silence makes them small. But the truly powerful? They wield silence like a sword. A well-timed pause can unsettle a rival. A moment of stillness can shift the tide of a heated discussion. Why rush to fill the quiet when it's your ally? The next time a colleague dangles gossip, don't bite. Step back. Let them tangle in their own web. When office politics beckon, disengage. Watching others exhaust themselves while you stand serene, untouchable. By refusing to play their game, you rise above the fray, your focus locked on what matters: your growth, your work, your legacy. This discipline of restraint sharpens more than your words. It hones your mind. Without the clutter of unnecessary chatter, your thoughts crystallize, your decisions gain weight, and your presence radiates quiet authority. Over time, colleagues won't just notice you. They'll respect you, not for how often you speak, but for the wisdom and precision you bring when you do. In a world drowning in noise, louder voices, endless emails, meetings that drag on, your ability to hold back becomes a superpower. While others dilute their influence with constant talking, you command attention with every carefully chosen word. So when the impulse to speak arises, pause and ask, is this necessary? Does it add value? If not, let silence be your strength. Let your actions roar. Let your presence linger in the spaces between words. This is the Stoics' way in the modern workplace, a path of clarity and control. But to truly grow, you must go further. Seek discomfort. Embrace the sting of challenge. Comfort is a velvet trap, lulling you into complacency, eroding the resilience that makes you unstoppable. In the office, comfort hides in predictable routines, dodging tough tasks, or clinging to the illusion of job security. We've just explored how embracing discomfort in the workplace forges resilience, turning challenges into opportunities to grow stronger. Now, let's dive into why seeking out hardship, rather than fleeing it, builds an unshakable mind ready to face any storm. What feels like safety today, a cozy routine, a predictable role, can morph into a cage tomorrow, lulling you into a false sense of security. The Stoics understood this truth with piercing clarity. They didn't chase suffering for its own sake, but they knew that dodging discomfort weakens both mind and spirit. If you never push your limits, how will you discover what you're truly capable of? If you shy away from hardship, how will you forge the resilience to weather life's inevitable trials? Seneca, a titan of Stoic philosophy and one of Rome's wealthiest men, chose to sleep on the cold floor, stripping away luxury to remind himself that wealth was a fleeting illusion. By embracing voluntary hardship, he trained his mind to stand firm, unshaken by loss or adversity, like a lighthouse enduring the fiercest storms. The modern workplace wraps us in comforts, air-conditioned offices, ergonomic chairs, predictable meetings, all whispering a promise of stability. But what happens when the ground shifts? A sudden downsizing, a forced role change, a project that stretches you beyond your comfort zone. Will you bend or break? If you've spent your career sidestepping challenges, clinging to the familiar, you'll find yourself unprepared when the tides turn. Don't fear discomfort. Seek it out like a warrior seeking a worthy opponent. Volunteer for the daunting project that makes others flinch. Tackle tasks that test your limits. Each challenge is a forge, tempering your skills and hardening your resolve. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your training ground, sculpting you into someone who doesn't just survive, but thrives. The Stoics didn't wait for fate to hurl obstacles their way. They sought controlled adversity, preparing their minds like athletes training for the arena. In the workplace, This means raising your hand for responsibilities that scare you, speaking up when silence feels safer, embracing the unknown instead of hiding in routine. Most employees crave the comfort of familiarity, sticking to what they know, staying neatly within their roles. But comfort is a mirage. The world is always shifting. Today's stability is tomorrow's uncertainty. By training yourself to handle discomfort, to dive into difficult tasks, to welcome hardship with open arms, you build a fortress within. When chaos strikes, others may scramble and panic, but you'll stand steady, prepared, your strength forged in the fires of deliberate struggle. Every moment of discomfort is a chance to grow. The pain of stretching yourself fades, but the weakness of avoidance clings like damp rot. The Stoic mindset reveals a profound truth. Hardship is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Will you let challenges crush you, or will you wield them to craft an unbreakable will? Picture yourself as a blade, sharpened by every tough task, every uneasy moment, ready to cut through any obstacle with precision and grace. We've just seen how embracing discomfort forges an unshakable will, preparing you to thrive in the face of workplace challenges. Now, let's explore why your reputation, your most vital currency, must be guarded with discipline and integrity to secure your influence and legacy. Every hardship you face today, every challenge you lean into, is a brick in the foundation of an unstoppable tomorrow. So pause and ask, are you chasing fleeting comfort, or are you building enduring strength? The choice you make shapes not just your career, but your character. In the modern office, one asset towers above all others: your reputation. It's not just a quiet virtue, it's your currency, the key to your influence, your opportunities, your very survival. In a world where perception often trumps reality, guarding your reputation isn't optional. It's your lifeline, a beacon that lights your path through the corporate maze. Your reputation isn't born in a single moment. It's a tapestry, woven thread by thread through every action, every word, every glance you share in a meeting. The way you carry yourself, the choices you make when no one's watching, the integrity you uphold under pressure. All these moments add to or chip away at the image others hold of you. You might think your silent deeds, hidden in the shadows, stay buried. But they don't. Through a colleague's keen observation, a whispered rumor, or the quiet intuition of those around you, your character shines through, for better or worse. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who wielded unmatched power, knew this truth. Surrounded by temptation and treachery, he lived with unwavering integrity. His character, a suit of armor no flattery or corruption could pierce. If an emperor could hold fast to his principles amidst such chaos, why not you? The office is a minefield of traps, shortcuts that glitter with promise but lead to ruin. Spreading gossip to curry favor, claiming credit for work you didn't do, bending your ethics to please a boss, these might win you a fleeting nod today, but they erode the bedrock of your reputation. Trust, once shattered, is like a broken vase. You might glue it back together, but the cracks remain. This is where discipline becomes your shield. Discipline stops you from lashing out when provoked, keeps you from chasing unethical shortcuts, and anchors you in principle no matter how fiercely the corporate winds howl. It's the quiet resolve that says, I choose the harder path because it's the right one. Justice is your compass. Don't be the one who claws for personal gain, stepping over others to climb higher. Be the one who's fair, who lifts up colleagues' contributions, who refuses to manipulate or deceive. Your fairness isn't just kindness. It's power, building a reputation that commands respect and loyalty. Picture your reputation as a fortress. Every disciplined choice, every just action, is a stone that strengthens its walls, making you untouchable in a world of shifting alliances and fleeting favors. We've just uncovered how guarding your reputation with discipline and justice builds a fortress of trust, making you a commanding presence in the workplace. Now, let's explore how to redeem and strengthen that reputation while rising above the chaos of office politics with unwavering self-mastery. Your reputation isn't just a mirror of others' opinions. It's a silent contract, shaping every interaction, every opportunity. Act with justice, and people will trust you, seek you out, even defend you when you're not in the room. That's the quiet, unbreakable power of a reputation forged in integrity. But what if your reputation bears scars? What if past missteps linger like shadows? Redemption is possible, but it's a steep climb, earned through relentless consistency. Words alone are hollow. They won't mend what's broken. Only deeds, day after day, will prove your character, like a sculptor patiently chiseling a masterpiece from rough stone. Your reputation is a bank account. Every act of integrity, every moment of fairness, every disciplined choice deposits trust. But one betrayal, one slip into dishonesty, can empty it in an instant, leaving you to rebuild from nothing. This is why intention matters. Every step you take, every word you speak, should radiate the quiet confidence of someone anchored in principle. Your presence alone should command respect, not through intimidation or cunning, but through the unshakable strength of your character. The workplace is a wild, unpredictable arena. Colleagues will challenge you, test your resolve. Some will even try to drag you down into their games. But with a reputation built on discipline and justice, you stand like a lighthouse, steady amidst the storm. Wealth can vanish, power can shift, but a well-earned reputation? It's your most enduring asset. Lose it, and no fortune can buy it back. Guard it fiercely, live with integrity, and become the person whose very presence demands respect, not because you demand it, but because you've earned it. Now let's turn to a Stoic principle that elevates you above the fray. Be tolerant with others, strict with yourself. In the modern office, betrayal hides in whispered corners, deceit dresses up as strategy, and disappointment arrives as reliably as the evening dusk. Colleagues will lie, manipulate, break promises, and step over others, all in the name of success. It's tempting, so easy, to mirror their tactics, to strike back, to sink to their level. But ask yourself, what would that make you? Just another player in the petty game of office politics, another pawn chasing fleeting wins. That's not your path. You're here to rise higher, to be better, to carve a legacy that shines. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, left us a guiding light. Be tolerant with others, strict with yourself. He saw the flaws in human nature, ambition, fear, insecurity, driving people to betray their own values. Yet he chose a higher road, one paved with self-discipline and self-mastery. Don't expect honesty from the dishonest, loyalty from the disloyal, or fairness from a system rigged against it. Let others twist words and scheme for advantage. You hold yourself to a standard they can't touch. When promises are broken, when egos clash, you don't stoop to their level. You rise, your integrity a flame that no office chaos can extinguish. We've just explored how holding yourself to a higher standard, tolerant of others, strict with yourself, builds a character that rises above workplace betrayals. Now let's dive into how this Stoic discipline creates an untouchable presence, reframing every challenge as a forge for your growth. You don't chase validation from those who toss words without weight, their promises as fleeting as morning mist. Instead, you demand excellence from yourself, unyielding discipline, relentless resilience, a commitment to remain untainted, no matter how murky the office waters become. This isn't weakness, it's power, raw and radiant. Let them call you naive for refusing to play their petty games. Let them label you rigid for standing by your principles. Their words are mere noise, irrelevant to the mission burning within you. You're not here to win their approval. You're here to sculpt something greater. Yourself, a masterpiece of strength and integrity. The Stoic doesn't react with impulsive fury or waste energy on office politics. They respond with composure, wielding logic like a blade, silence when it speaks loudest, and wisdom when words are needed. Betrayal? It's expected, a thread in the fabric of human flaws. Not a burden to carry, but a weight to set aside. The dishonesty of others doesn't steal your sleep. It's their load, not yours. There will be days when the office feels like a crucible. Deception, favoritism, injustice piling high, tempting you to question why you hold yourself to this standard. But ask yourself, will you crumble like the weak, or sharpen yourself like the strong? Every act of dishonesty around you is fuel to forge an even more unshakable core. Every disappointment carves a deeper well of resilience. Every betrayal whispers a truth. The only loyalty that endures is to yourself and the principles that anchor you. Rise above, unyielding, your light, undimmed by their darkness. You're not here to blend into their chaos. You're here to be something they'll never grasp. Untouchable. Now, let's reframe the workplace itself. Every difficulty is a training ground. An unfair boss? That's your masterclass in handling tough personalities, teaching you patience and strategy. Gossiping colleagues? A test to hone your focus. Like a warrior, tuning out battlefield noise. Scarce opportunities? A chance to sharpen your resourcefulness, finding paths where others see walls. Every moment, no matter how bitter, is a chance to grow, if you choose to see it that way. Nothing in the office is permanent. The toxic environment dragging you down today isn't your forever. It's a crucible, temporary but transformative. The weak let their surroundings define them, bending to every slight. The strong? They navigate with wisdom, unshaken, their character forged in the fire of adversity, not tarnished by it. If this resonates with you, join our community. Subscribe for regular Stoic insights to elevate your life and career. Like and share this video with friends and family to spread the wisdom, and drop a comment below. Tell us how you're rising above workplace challenges. Your story inspires us all. Thank you for your time. If one idea touched you today, come back next time. It may reach deeper. Share this with someone who needs a quiet moment. See you in the next video.